Hey Google, tell us about Commando.
According to Wikipedia, a commando is a soldier or operative of an elite light infantry or special operations force often specializing in amphibious landings, parachuting or abseiling.
Well, that's very funny because we're about to watch a film with that very same name, aren't we, Dan?
We are. We are today going to be partaking in the 1986 film Commando.
Yes, a very low-scene art house indie film directed by a young David Lynch, starring Laurence Olivier in the part of John Matrix. Now, Dan, I mean, you studied this in your film masterclass as an example of mise en scène in the work of cinematic language as we know it today.
I absolutely did, and this is
Particularly the use of muscles
this is
in
quite
relation to cinema.
an inspiring sequence of events in this film that take place, and quite frankly, I am glad to be able to bring you that today.
When I wrote my essay in uni, how to drive a car down a cliff while being chased by baddies, I used this film as the main thesis point. This and, of course, the Seven Seals. So, you know, it's a big deal for me, this.
It's also very important to note as well that the film's title actor, Arnold Schwarzenegger, is quite a revolutionary actor of his field. I think you'll agree.
I like how you called him the title actor, like his name is Commando. I mean, that's his name in the film, right?
Yeah, his name is Commando.
That's what they call him.
His name is Commando.
They go, look out, Commando.
Yes,
That's what they say.
They shout, "Look out, Commando! Watch out for that big truck." That's the exact word.
I love the idea of, like, just that's an alternate version of the film where every time something happens, Commando, look out!
Look out, Commando! Watch out, Commando!
They've got your little girl, Commando.
Don't drop that person, Commando.
Remember when Commando said he'd kill you last?
He lied.
Commando did a fib.
Commando does not tell truth.
Commando.
So today we are going to be doing a full-length comedy dining experience special of the 1986 film Commando.
You can't be funny about Commando. It's a very serious film.
Very serious
Stop
film.
making jokes about
I'm
it.
not going to make jokes about this.
You need to watch this film in somber silence.
Going to watch it in total silence.
The rest of the recording is going to be in total silence.
It's just... Well, there might be some talking, but we'll try it.
There might be some.
There might be some words.
Yeah, but Commando has some talking, and you know that does fine.
Well, I like to think it speaks more through the muscles than it does through the mouth, if you know what I mean.
Ew.
So our food of choice for this film, Ben has bought some wonderful Les Cadbury's Fingers, and they've been quite delightfully shared out. I personally am drinking a fine...
In the hope of being promoted by stuff. Is that so that people can play along at home? If they know
Yeah,
the food?
it's so that they can get an idea of what mood we have set to enjoy this film. This film is best enjoyed with Cadbury's Fingers and a single malt whiskey.
Hello world, listen to us eat.
Well, it's the comedy dining experience, Ben. And you know the thing important.
I didn't realise the food part was such an important aspect of it.
The idea is that it's the comedy dining experience, Ben, and the dining element is as important as the comedy or the experience element. Okay. So you have got your Cadbury's Fingers. I have some pork pies that I'm not going to be eating just yet, but I may get round to them eventually. We are also drinking a delightful single malt, and I think you actually pronounced it a lot better than I could, Ben. So what was it called again?
The whiskey. Octenshoen. Octenheisen. Guten Morgen is its name.
It's a delightful single malt.
And because we're watching a film starring a man from Austria, and that sounds a bit European, so it kind of works.
It's beautiful. So if you've got your single malt ready, and I know that I have, and you've got your delightful variety of food, Ben has got his little Cyberman Action Man figure that he's playing with right now. We have a new guest on the show, and we introduced her at the beginning. That is our friend Google, who will be helping us throughout this evening, providing us with answers to questions no one really asked.
Hey Google, what is the best Arnold Schwarzenegger film?
I found 46 on the website LW.
I asked for one.
Here are the first 5. The Terminator, 1984. Total Recall, 1990.
So far, so good.
T2, Judgment Day,
Okay.
1991. Predator, 1987.
Fair
and
enough.
Stay Hungry, 1976.
Worst list ever.
Want me to tell
It
you
was
more?
fine until the end when you wouldn't think that, like, it just comes up like raw edge. The best Arnold Schwarzenegger film is Eraser from 1996.
It's Dante's Inferno.
That's the one where he shoots a
Sorry,
crocodile.
I can't help
Yes.
with that yet.
Commando, you'll notice, was nowhere in that list, which is completely wrong.
Because it
Because
should.
Commando is one of the finest films of its time,
Yes.
of its kind.
Google, can you turn... Hey, Google, can you turn your volume up by about 30%? You got to speak up.
Sorry, I can't help with that yet.
I guess that's not
I'm
happening.
still learning.
Okay, I'm going to do it again. Hey, Google, turn your volume up 30%. Hey, Google, turn your volume up another 30%. That's better, thank you. So, without further ado,
Let's get
we're all
going.
underway. We have queued it up to just after the Fox logo. That is the 20-second mark.
We're watching
You
a
should be
DVD.
seeing- we're watching a DVD.
Is
release
this
of it.
the director's cut? Because there's a director's cut of this film.
I don't know, but it's an hour and 25 minutes long. So
Do you mean this isn't the director's cut?
I don't know.
That's it, I'm leaving.
Why
Right,
don't you?
I'm
Why
going.
don't you ask?
I'm going.
You could ask on your friend.
I refuse to watch anything. I want to see the director's true vision
Okay.
whenever I watch a film.
It's that or nothing.
Hey Google, how long is the Commando director's cut?
Commando's running time is 1 hour 32 minutes.
This
So
is
you
not the director's cut.
Oh, well, this is bollocks. When I watch a film, I want Mark L. Lester's true vision
Well,
for the true story of Commando. finally told.
would that include extra additional lines like where the commando finds love and stuff like that?
He finds love through his love of blowing up wooden huts
Fantastic.
and firing rocket launchers.
I
That's
can-
how he finds love.
That is a love that I can understand. So without further ado, we're on the black screen. We are 20 seconds in. We have just got past the Fox logo. If you are queued up and ready, we will begin. So,
In all genuineness, you will have to put a note on the video saying it's not the director's cut.
yeah, this is not the director's cut.
It's the theatrical cut.
This is the theatrical cut because Ben was supposed to bring the Blu-ray of it and he didn't, and I'm upset and angry, but we'll let it slide because we're friends.
I was more concerned with drinking malt whiskey than bringing stuff for this.
Well, we will enjoy the rest of the night. So, without further ado, if you're queued up and ready, black screen, 20 seconds after the Fox logo, 3, 2, 1, play.
I lied.
And it's just another Monday morning.
Now, I don't know about you, Dan, but I have a funny feeling those men aren't who they appear to be.
What, they're just your local trash men, Ben? They're just here to do a civic duty.
Yeah, that's the whole film is just about these guys.
Yeah. You're the trash men.
It just follows them on their day-to-day routine. Nothing exciting happens.
This is the film.
Yeah.
It's a surprisingly highbrow art film following the struggles of the day-to-day garbage man. That is not a real marriage.
For the split of seconds, I thought that was Jason Alexander.
I thought it was as well. I was going to say, that looks like George from Seinfeld.
Well, I've watched this. How many times have you watched this?
This would be my third viewing of it.
Just your third?
Yes. I watched it for the first time about a year ago on VHS. I have the original Big Box X rental of this on videotape, which Ben said he didn't want to watch because he actually liked to see the film.
I think I've watched this every year for about 11 years.
Ah, cool. So I'm helping to add to your legacy here on this one.
There's Bill Duke. Bill Duke from Predator.
Ah.
You've seen Predator, right?
Yes, very,
That's
very
the bloke,
long time
the
ago.
bloke from Predator. The guy with the bandana. There we
Yeah.
There was a simpler time when you could just gun people down in a neighbourhood and no one would come out. The
I will be
house.
honest, our local rubbish bin community service does not do that.
No one would come out and be like, "What's going on?" Just
Gone.
It's odd for such a violent film. We didn't see any blood.
Yeah.
Can you turn it up just a touch?
Yeah, I can turn this up a touch.
Company, right? Oh, I know what you're going to say. That's fine. Take it from me. You don't want leather, brother. Leather's hot. It's uncomfortable. It cracks. Nothing but trouble. Look at the headroom you've got in here. A guy like you's not going to have any problem.
Is he a robot?
He's the Terminator.
Is he a robot, though?
This is a sequel.
Is this a robot, though?
All the Arnie films are set in the same universe. It's the Arnie cinematic universe.
Ah. The ACU.
I just love how... I can't remember his character's name. I don't even think he has a name. But I love how overtly evil he is. Like, he just, drives a car. I'm pretty sure those cars are just for... Are they just for display purposes?
Oh, there's the blood. Yeah, they don't have any petrol. Well, they have a little bit of petrol to get them into the station, but that's about it.
Yeah, but he just
Not
drove
enough
it
to
out
drive
the window.
off. Yeah.
When I was a little boy, I used to if we ever had to go to car showrooms and things, I'd like sit in them and go vroom, 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 and try and literally start the engines, and I never could. So, if I never could, why was Bill Duke able to do it just then?
I was too poor to go to a car showroom as a child.
I don't mean anywhere fancy, just like when you go and buy a car.
I didn't have a car as a child.
No, your mummy and daddy had a car as a child.
I didn't have any parents as a child.
We went around on horses. On horse-drawn carriages.
We were royalty.
We rode around on bikes.
We travelled everywhere by boat.
And that happened
Oh God!
every time you went around
I'm
on a
having
boat.
flashbacks. The fear.
Oh, speaking of flashbacks.
Oh hell yes!
Oh,
Jason's back and he
chainsaws.
never looked so good.
Arms, manly
Manly.
arms.
Muscular arm.
This is actually documentary footage of me on my way here.
I remember it well.
Do you remember when I was carrying the logs?
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh, it's so great.
You know, the scene actually is now the rest of the film. It's just him carrying a log whilst action-packed music plays for an hour and a half.
This is great music. This is by James Horner.
Oh,
He did the score to Aliens.
I love it.
I don't remember that score being as steel drummy
No,
as this one.
but I think steel drums and Arnie do go together quite well. Chop, chop, dig, dig, chop, chop, dig, dig.
He's just a man. He's just a man of the world. He's a man of nature. That deer is fucked.
I wonder whether Arnie does this in his real life.
Of course he does. Of course the multi-billionaire Arnold Schwarzenegger chops wood.
I imagine he does sometimes. I think
In his-
it helps keep him powerful. Oh, I'm also drinking lemon Fanta.
Oh, you thought he was going to lob her head off.
In an alternate cut, he did.
In the director's cut, he does.
Yeah. The film's a lot shorter.
The whole daughter MacGuffin.
He's gone.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. Now, what happened to him? He didn't do much after this, did he?
No, I think this was his last picture.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, he only did a few.
Kind of vanished into obscurity, didn't he?
Yeah,
Some low-rent sort of B-movie, like maybe porn actors.
I was just about to say, I think he went back into porn.
Yeah. Back into porn.
Yeah.
He's not the Italian stallion.
You know, actually, I think Arnold Schwarzenegger did do a porno.
Ah, see, no, he didn't.
I think he did at least once.
No, he didn't. He talked about coming a lot in that Pumping Iron documentary.
That'll be
but
what I was thinking about.
He didn't do a porno. Yeah, I can tell because I'm used to the director's cut because the title's in a different place.
Ah.
Commando just came up then. That comes up when he's carrying the log
Oh,
at the
right.
start, which I guess makes a bit more sense. I love this. This opening bit's so great.
I took my daughter, we went fishing, it was so funny.
He got ice cream on her face.
It was so funny.
It's Alyssa Milano, by the way,
Oh,
from Charmed.
I never watched Charmed.
I watched Charmed.
I didn't
on
have it.
Sky Living.
I didn't have a television as a child.
We didn't have cars or TVs. We just chopped wood in the woods and pumped our muscles
Pumped iron.
and pumped iron. We're in the water, it's so funny.
Look at us, we are having fun, we are swimming.
Maybe we should do this commentary in the style of Arnold when he actually does DVD commentaries.
Yes,
Oh, look, I am now walking down the stairs.
that's so funny.
Look at me. Just opening the fridge, getting something out of the fridge. This is my favorite part of the movie. It's so funny. Looking at the picture, I am happy because she loves her daddy and I'm her daddy. That is so funny.
I think they should do a Commando 2 where the daughter is fully grown up. Spoilers, by the way, the daughter survives.
What?
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 Spoilers, by
Just
the way.
ruined the whole film.
Yeah, well, people who are watching it have already watched this.
Now what have I got to look forward to?
All of the other really good bits in this film.
You've ruined everything.
I don't like sandwiches. Take them away.
Why don't they just call him Girl Choice?
It's funny because he's not a real man like me.
He wears a funny hat.
You should probably put a trigger warning at the start of this for the number of bad Arnie voices that are going to happen.
Yeah.
Approximately 46 times by my guess.
Yeah, it'll be quiet. But 46 times within the last 10 minutes.
If you can put up like a little ding graphic at this point that says
an
how
Arnold
many.
head.
No, just like how many times that we do the Arnie voice.
Oh, That sounds like a lot of effort, but I might try and do it if I can.
As a fun time challenge, could you try and do this commentary without doing the Arnie voice? I don't think I could.
I don't think I could. I think that's a very strong will you would require to do that.
Yeah. It's Boy George. He's come for revenge.
He's the tax man. They wondered how I afforded such a wonderful mansion. All I do is chop wood all day.
That's his only occupation.
Occupation woodcutter.
All I know how to do is chop wood.
And smile. Okay, next person to do the Arnie voice loses.
Loses what?
Loses.
their sanity.
Yes, they just become a loser.
I first saw this in college, and I thought it was... Immediately recognised it for what it is, which is a big daft comedy. I mean, I don't think the director intended that as such, but that's the film.
Yeah, it's clearly a entertainment film. It's not supposed to be taken as a straight action film, no matter what the director intended.
It is. Well, it was intended
Yeah.
to be a straight action film.
It
but,
just isn't.
Yeah. On the Blu-ray, on the extras, they talk a lot about the gay subtext,
Oh yeah.
but they do it in like a sort of like ironic, we know the film's cheesy kind of way. Like Ray Dawn Chong's on there, and she says a lot of stuff about the gay subtext between Arnie and the main baddie,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Bennett. But we'll come to him later. Get it, Tom?
So we're going to put a trigger warning up for Arnie voices and homoeroticism.
Oh, he did a teleport.
Wow!
They teach you that in the military.
You taught him to teleport,
Yeah,
just like the Dragon Ball Z.
the psyops, the men who stare at goats. He was in that unit, the ones who were staring at goats all day. He chopped wood and stared at goats. That was his main. That's what it says on his CV.
I don't think an army wage pays enough for them to buy a house mansion in the middle of nowhere.
I don't think he was in the army. He was in like a special ops kind of thing.
I think even special ops wouldn't necessarily pay.
Look, he was in something really cool. That's all you need to know.
So he chops wood, and he was in something really cool a while ago that we're not going to talk about here.
Well, I think he did more than chop wood back in his superhero days.
No, that was his actual job in the special ops team. He chopped wood for all the other soldiers to do stuff.
In my little Arnie cinematic universe theory, I like to think this is set after Predator. So, like, he's in the army in that film, isn't he?
Yes, yes.
And then this is set after that. So
The ACU. Where does Terminator
the
figure in?
the ACU.
Yeah.
Where does Terminator fit in? Well, when it gets to like 1997, the original date of Judgment Day, he's kidnapped by Skynet, and they like reprogram all his insides to turn him into a killer robot.
Oh, okay.
And then that's when he's sent back in time to kill Sarah Connor, and then the whole time loop goes from there.
Where does Batman and Robin fit into the ACU?
It's an alternate timeline, like at the end of Endgame.
Where does twins fit
I love
into
how
this?
the chronology of this film is that everything happens immediately. So, like, the goodies have come and now the baddies are here with immediate effect. And the soldiers are immediately overpowered.
Well, they have teleport powers too, you understand.
The baddies have teleport powers.
Yes.
Oh. They learned that in PsyOps as well.
They did. I don't think he's going to be alright.
See, in the director's cut, there's a lot of emotional scenes where we really get to the heart of Commando's character. No, there isn't. There's just more shooting.
Is there
The ending shootout is extended by about 2 years.
Does he say on the commentary that his favourite bit is the bit where they put more guns in to this already very gun-heavy film?
Now I am running up the path.
You have lost! I won the game of not speaking like Arnie.
Arnie never loses. Ever.
Quick to the gun room. I have to get my guns.
It has a little sign on it that says gun room.
Yeah. Do not open unless need of gun.
It's Taken.
It is, effectively.
This same scene was in the film Taken, when he's hiding under the bed.
Yeah. It's alright, he quickly jumped onto the roof of his house. And I told you he wasn't going to be okay.
He can teleport and he has Spider-Man powers.
How did he climb up the stairs after nearly being shot, get stabbed in the throat, and then fall out the window?
Because he's Commando.
Mellow out, man. We can't talk business with you waving guns in people's faces. Your daughter's safe. Whether she stays that way is up to you. My people got some business with you. And if you want your kid back, then you gotta cooperate. Right?
Oh dear. Wrong. Oh! I didn't even know that was going to be the line.
Yeah, you did.
I
You've seen it.
No, I genuinely didn't know he was going to say that then.
How? You've seen it.
I saw it like 8 months ago, twice.
Everyone on the planet knows that he says that.
I didn't know that.
Even children who haven't seen this film know that. That's how obvious it is.
I genuinely didn't know that was going to be the plan. I know he says that line
Oh.
somewhere, but I didn't know he said it there.
They pulled out a thing in the car.
It's alright, I started with my muscles.
Yeah.
Takes the handbrake
I'll
off him. Oh, he does it.
I started. Stop. You've seen the film before. Stop pretending you're guessing it right. Oh, you know, I bet what happens at the end. I bet, right? He saves his daughter and then it's all alright. Dan, you're missing important plot points.
It's the problem. It's been so long since I've seen the film, I've forgotten what happens. So when I say
He starts the
he's
car.
gonna do
He
stuff,
starts the car with his manliness.
he starts the car with his sheer manpower.
I mean, that would probably work, right?
Yeah, it would. You can jumpstart your car by pushing it down an incline and then turning the ignition.
Yeah.
You
And
actually
he
can.
gets the timing just so.
That is probably going to happen a lot in this film. I'm going to predict what happens, even though I've already seen it.
Why does that work?
Because I haven't seen it in ages. So I'll go, I think this is going to happen next. And then it will, and I'll go, ah!
Still coming, crazy bastard.
Luke Skywalker on the left there.
Yeah, looking well. After the Star Wars.
Whoa.
Well,
Now
I
you
don't think he's going to get his
Now, you'd
deposit
think
back.
that would be the end of the film, wouldn't you? But nope, there's Commando.
Kill him.
Calling him Commando isn't as ridiculous. It's almost as ridiculous as his real name in the film, John Matrix.
I prefer his name being Commando. Why is he using the gun wrong?
Is this one of those classic, why don't they just shoot him?
Yes, they should have shot
Oh, well, I
him here.
guess they need him for their plan, don't they?
True.
Not Bennett.
That's...
Bennett, I thought you were dead. You thought wrong.
The campest villain in all of cinema
I was going to
history.
say, yes, he's off the scale.
And I don't mean that in a derogatory way, of
No.
course, but there is no getting around the fact he is the campest villain in cinema history.
He is indeed.
Do you know why he looks the way he does? As in why that shirt is so ridiculously tight on him?
Go ahead, tell me.
I might have told you, but I'll refresh it. So they got another actor in to play the baddie, to play Bennett. But at the last minute, he dropped out. Like literally, like on just before they were about to start shooting, something happened. Like I don't know what happened, but he couldn't do it. So they got this guy in at very, very short notice. But they didn't have time to actually fit the costume. So he's this big, bulky guy, but the original thing was meant for a skinnier guy. So that's why all the clothes on him look really like stretched out. You can see his nipples and everything.
I was going to say he's giving off very distinct Leatherman vibes.
Yeah, but that was just a result of the fact that they didn't have time to get any like clothes that fit him.
Yeah.
This is the baddie's plot. That is just an excuse to get some shooting. There's Richard Horn on the left.
Oh, sure it is.
Yeah. I can't remember the actor's name, but he was in the Warriors as well, wasn't he?
I have the Warriors on my shelf, and
Yeah.
that's on my to-watch pile. It's either out now or coming soon.
He's really good at playing really nasty, pervy men.
Yeah. I know that feeling.
And then in Twin Peaks: The Returns, he plays a very, very stoned man.
Is that his official title? Very Stoned Man.
We will kill him. You know, Colonel, we went to a lot of trouble to find you. We had to pretend Captain Bennett's dead so that General Kirby would become agitated and
This plot that sort of has very little bearing on one's enjoyment of the film.
This is the thing about this film. It doesn't really matter if you follow the plot. What does matter is that you enjoy the explosions.
What plot?
Exactly.
They want him to kill a president. Why they can't just do it themselves? It's not for said, really.
Belasquazi.
Yeah.
That is a terrible president's name.
Well, it's the name his mother gave him. It's not
What
his
was his
fault.
campaign? Belasquazi 86?
It's not his fault. That's the name his mammy gave him.
Nah, nobody'd vote for Belasquazi.
See, where were you guys when all this happened? This all happened literally when you were about 2 feet away from the house. Why can't you just fly back?
They're trying to use their teleport powers, but they're all trainees.
We're all too busy staring at goats.
Yes. They were like, come on guys, just use your teleport powers. But we haven't learned it yet. Okay, well, we'll get started. Boom, boom.
Sully will make sure you get on the plane. Enriquez will stay with you. Make sure you get off. I don't hear from either one of them. She's dead. How much they paying you, Bennett? They offered me $100 grand. You want to know something?
They offered me 2 cheeseburgers and a rub on the belly.
He's gonna.
Ah, he said the thing, he said the thing.
John? I'll be ready, John.
There is a lot of subtext between them. Especially at the end, it's like, John, are you there, John? I'm coming, John.
This is getting quite tense.
We're running late, buddy. So you and Bennett met in the service. I mean, Enriquez is in the service too.
I don't get it. Where's the woman who has the fake head?
What?
The woman who has the fake head, and then she sort of does the weird eye thing, and then her head opens up.
That's the other Arnie film. That's End of Days.
Ah.
That's where he fights the devil.
Ah. That's why I'm going to kill you last.
It's no. You're just gonna say every Arnie line along with it.
Yeah, I am.
Hasta luego, fella.
Hasta la bye-bye.
I never noticed that. He says hasta la whatever, and that's how he says hasta la vista in another film.
That's another Arnie thing.
Jingle All the Way.
Yeah. That famous one where he tries to resurrect the dinosaurs.
You mean the film Lear Back a Dinosaur Story?
No, I meant the film Denver the Last Dinosaur, the movie. Those seats were not built for any plane passenger other than Arnold Schwarzenegger. I guarantee it. Yeah.
Why'd you say?
Because they're about as wide as 3 people.
Maybe he's in first. Well, it's not first class.
Open your mouth again, and I'll nail it shut.
You must fasten your seatbelt, sir.
Thank you. Could I have a blanket and a pillow, please?
He's cooking up a plan. What's his clever plan going to be?
What's he thinking?
I think his clever plan is going to be kill the man.
I think he's going to have a sleep until he gets to the other side, and then he'll be well rested for whatever he needs to do. That seems like a good plan. That is a terrible haircut, by the way.
On who?
On not him. Him.
Arnie's hair is very manly.
Yeah, Arnie's hair is cocaine cut.
Well, it was the 80s.
It was indeed. Makes me wonder whether Arnie was pumping something else other than iron, like heroin.
Yeah.
Excuse me, how long is the flight?
We land in Valverde in exactly 11 hours.
Thank you. And do me a favor. Don't disturb my friend. He's dead tired.
when she finds out later, she's going to find that so funny.
And as he climbed out of the bed, he disappeared and he said, "Dead tired, dead tired." Ah. I like to think
That was very. I'm talking more about the character's acting than Arnie's, but when he goes, "I'm airsick," he really sold that.
I like to think that the hostess will bring him his in-flight meal in about 6 hours' time, and when he doesn't eat it, she'll try to feed it to him. See you at lunch.
Was that a callback to Terminator? Because dogs don't like Terminators, do they?
That could well be a callback to the Terminators, yes.
Yeah.
Further confirming your ACU theory.
Now, I don't know much about planes or getting out of them, but I reckon this could actually happen.
I think this is entirely feasible.
I don't get why Richard Horn over there has to be so careful. Once he sees him getting on the plane, you know, what's he got to worry about? It's not like he's going to jump out of the plane or anything.
Yeah, as soon as that plane starts moving, he ain't going nowhere.
It's not like he's going to jump out of the back of the plane straight on the runway.
Yeah, in high speed with nothing but a thin piece of like khaki between him and the 100-mile-an-hour road.
Oh.
Now.
He just spends the whole film in midair on the wheel.
11 hours later, he lands, he's just frozen.
Bollocks! No, just this.
I'll take things that never happened.
When I first saw this, thinking, that's amazing.
Do you reckon his ankles or his knees would have shattered first?
His whole body would just be liquefied.
And his watch still works, that's great. Wow, that watch is really loud.
You don't hear that all through the rest of the film. Just a little pip, pip coming from his wrist.
That's stealth taken out of this film.
That's realism taken out of this film. I demand realism in my Arnie Muscle films.
I want my Arnie Muscle films to be clever.
He's not the best runner, is he?
No.
Although he's not as bad as Steven Seagal.
Yeah, no, he don't go running now at all. And so after I jumped out of the plane, I hitched a lift on the back of a crash.
Then again, it's quite hard to run, really. Ooh.
Well, that's 2 bruised heels.
Cargo's aboard.
Go to the drop-off point. Yes. Gracias, Sally.
I'm pretty sure that what the little girl says in a minute, there's an alternate version of the director's cut. Yeah, I'll just hear what she says.
Oh, that's a smooth whiskey.
You alcoholic.
You will be together with him soon. Won't that be nice?
Not nearly as nice as watching him smash your face in.
See, in the director's cut, she goes, not nearly as nice as watching him kick your ass.
Ah, I think I prefer that version.
Yeah. That's funnier, because, like, you know, it's funny because you don't expect a little kid to say it.
Yeah. And
Smash your face in is like something a little kid would say.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's another alternate version which is like, he's gonna fuck you up good and proper.
You are dead! D-E-D, mother!
That's Ray Don Chong, whose name is fun to say.
And this is ever so slightly pervy.
This guy would be #cancelled
Yes.
in this day and age.
He would be...
He would be hounded off Twitter.
Yeah, he would have to close his Instagram. And all the filters would be unavailable.
Ugh.
Is he
He's the-
developing?
He does get his comeuppance though, so it's not too bad.
I bet girls like you meet a lot of nice boys there.
Listen, you're really bugging me.
It's kind of creepy. He follows her all the way to the mall, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. But then Arnie doesn't endear himself with his plan to get out of that situation in the mall.
Yeah, but you know, he's a very one-track minded agent. He's got to find his little girl.
Yeah, but the film says he's a good guy, so it's okay.
He's a good guy. He's the Commando.
Which is why he starts harassing the woman as well in the mall. To the point
Well, no.
where she calls the police on him.
Harassing. He doesn't harass her like he does.
Well, he doesn't harass her in a lechy way, but he still harasses her to the point where she calls the police on him.
He's still like, you're going to help me,
You're going to help me, I'm going to pump some iron
Tom Bradley.
into your face. I think this film would have been vastly improved if it was directed by David Lynch.
Hey, slow down.
Oh no, maybe he doesn't follow her all the way to the mall. I can't remember.
It's been a while.
You know, I got something I'd really like to give you.
I'm not interested.
Oh, you don't know what you're missing.
From here, it looks like a nightmare. Would you please leave me alone?
You fucking whore.
Perfect response. No problems there.
Bitches leave. I think Arnie uses his teleport powers again in a minute.
I think he does. Is this like in the Doctor Who TV movie where she gets in the car and he's behind? Oh, he is.
The Doctor Who TV movie, of course, took a lot of inspiration from this.
Yes. I like to think that the...
The bit where Paul McGann fires a steam pipe into the Master's chest
Yeah, I remember that
was
bit.
very reminiscent of Commando.
Yeah. The bit where Paul McGann jumps out of a moving plane into a lake.
Her character is not annoying whatsoever.
No.
I don't think she's going to be whiny and screechy at all.
No, I think she'll be fine.
She comes across as very funny on the extras.
Mm.
Like she's very like Ray Don Chong. She's very aware of like the cheesiness of the film.
Yeah. I've got an advanced karate class. I can't help you, but I will do what you say.
I mean, that's the kind of thing you think would come up later, but it doesn't really.
No, it never gets mentioned.
Well, I guess she flies the plane at the end.
Yeah, true.
So, you know, she has some use. She's not completely and utterly useless in every way, shape, and form.
Oh, here comes the devil.
Wrong film.
Oh, yeah.
That's Clear and Present Danger,
Oh, yeah.
starring Harrison Ford.
Are you gonna kill me or something? No. I suppose you wouldn't tell me if you were.
No.
Really?
This is such a cheesy movie.
He's so good at he's so good at just that minimalist acting.
Mm. Oh, this is where
People-
this would be a nice point for you to jump in with your monologue about how Arnold Schwarzenegger is one of the best actors in the industry at what he does.
Are you on about what I was talking about before?
Yes, we were talking in the car
Well, what
after
I
a
meant-
delicious meal.
Yeah, what I meant was that like everyone uses the line, Arnie's a bad actor, but he has charm, so it's fine. And I say, well, no, he's a good actor. That's why he's charming. He's good at what he does. That doesn't make him a bad actor whatsoever. It makes him a great actor because he was put in the right films. It's when you put him in the wrong films, like big comedies.
And of course, you had that anecdote about his
Another
experience
Arnie-
on the Terminator.
Another Arnie connection, the Galleria also turns up in Terminator 2.
Ah.
The very same mall.
Oh, is that the one where they play in the arcade games?
Yep.
And he comes in with the box of roses.
Yeah.
It actually has a gub in it.
Same place?
Yeah.
Sorry, you were saying something else.
Oh, I was saying you also told me about that anecdote about the Terminator.
Yeah, when he was like, because the original person to play the Terminator was O.J. Simpson, which you know,
This is just ridiculous. I mean,
and Arnie was going to play Kyle Reese, and he was basically acting like a robot consultant to James Cameron, basically telling him like, you know, if he was a robot, he'd move a certain way, he wouldn't blink, he'd only move his head ever so slightly. If he's loading a gun, he wouldn't look down at the gun. He would just he'd just do it because he's a machine, doesn't need to look at it. And that's what convinced James Cameron that he'd make a good robot. And that's also what convinced them to cast him as a robot in the film Commando.
which is the prequel to the Terminator, as we
Those
established.
giant looking fluorescent tube things, which I think when they were put up with the intention of that someone would swing on them one day.
Yes, absolutely. That was the entire point of their construction. And Inception, to be honest.
I mean, he could have told her all this when he was in the car.
Yeah, but this film believes that the audience is unable to process the change of scene and the change of plot. So if he told it in the car, audiences probably would have forgotten what they were on about when they got to the mall, because they're in the mall now.
He's a very sweaty man.
He
On the
is.
Blu-ray, you can really see all that sweat.
Oh dear.
You can see Arnie muscles in full glorious 4K.
Which would have been nice.
They literally pop out of the screen.
Do they bulge?
His muscles have muscles.
Do his muscles have muscles? You never see anybody in these kind of movies go to a Greg's.
That Dan is because Greg's is not an American thing, and it also did not exist in 1986.
Well, no,
and
but-
also, if it did exist, it would not have been in this American mall.
But this is what I'm saying though, like in action films in general, you never see anybody just going to like the equivalent of a Pound Bakery.
But why would the guy not want a beer? Like the baddie, I mean.
Well, yeah, but even the bars.
Also, he's meeting someone in here, remember?
Well, I mean, I can meet you at Greg's
Look,
if I
he's
wanted
meeting
to.
the shady guy with the hat.
Oh, that guy.
He's meeting Johnson. He's going to meet, not Johnson, Dobson.
Dobson.
We got Dobson here. He's got his Brexit passports there. They're all blue.
John Levine there looking well.
Oh yeah. This
You can also sell your dodgy VHS tapes if you wanted them.
I know they have like. They have.
I'll be right there. Want to see me kick some ass?
I love the way he delivers that line.
Hey, ladies.
There's a bit later on. Oh, it's this line. I love it. His description of Arnie. That's so great. I love things where it's like I always imagine what those like bit part actors must be thinking. It's like, okay, I've got like 10 seconds to really sell myself in this film.
I want to put
I
myself
really
out
want
there.
to. Let's make it count.
Yeah, yeah.
One gigantic motherfucker.
Oh dear. It's whacking time, boys.
I think some hijinks are going to happen.
I'm trying to have fun looking for my children. Oh yeah, as if the two bumbling mall cops are going to be able to take down 200 pounds of
take down
living muscle.
Superman.
Yeah. Give me a quarter.
See, well, yeah, because he needs a payphone.
Yeah.
If this film had been made today, this problem would be completely useless because he'd just ring him on his mobile.
Just send a text through WhatsApp.
He'd just send a text through WhatsApp.
He live!
Matrix alive!
Matrix bad! To which the boss would send a message
Literally.
back going, well,
Look,
yes, but
Picks up the phone booth. That is fantastic.
you're coming with me.
That is a proper Superman
Yeah,
moment.
yeah, yeah.
Hey!
Whoa!
Oh!
Whoa! Did he just knock Michael Jackson over for a second then?
Well, it was the 80s. That was a good fall.
Wow! Ooh! Ah!
You don't really see any more good falls in films anymore, do you?
No,
Like
they've stopped doing
shot
the big
of
falls.
a shot of a dummy or a stuntman falling off a cliff, overdubbed with the sound of someone going, "Ah!"
You don't hear the Wilhelm scream nearly as much as you would like.
I can't do the Wilhelm scream.
Just okay. Well, what about the goofy laugh?
You mean when he knocks the
Goofy
guy
scream.
off?
Yeah.
Nothing can stop the Commando.
I'll tell you what could stop the Commando. The Terminator.
Woo!
Achievement unlocked.
I reckon Arnie actually did that.
I reckon
That was
he
not
did.
a stunt double.
No. Do you reckon Stunt Arnie gets a lot of work?
Well, he would have got a fucking hell of a lot of work in this.
I don't think he gets as much work these days.
I fully expected him to just like crash through the door then for no overt reason. I was just because it's a glass door. Because my mind was just trained to watch him just go through the
Straight through.
door. That would have been so great.
Here comes the steel drums
See
again.
what I mean? If this film had been made today, all this business of, oh shit, we need to get him before he gets to a payphone would be moot because he'd just get a cell phone.
Yeah, he just used the in-house Bluetooth
Yeah.
call whilst he's driving.
And then she just decides to stay in the film to be annoying.
I'm just here to shout at you for the next hour.
Pretty much.
Just pulls up, pushes around, keeps dropping.
With the same expression.
Yeah, just completely muted. No. Oh!
Dan, you knew he was
I
going to
didn't
say
know
that.
he was gonna say
Yes,
that.
you did. You're not Yuri fucking Geller.
I feel like I am.
You've seen it. You can't say in all honesty with a film that you've seen before.
It's a film that I've seen before that I don't really fully remember. This isn't new
But it's
to
got
me.
one of some of the most memorable moments in all of action film history.
Well, I mean, it's hardly Die Hard.
Well, no, but nothing is.
It's very entertaining.
Oh god.
Who was
so
that
annoying.
terrible woman?
Oh no! Oh, we're gonna cry! Oh, we're gonna cry!
That car was just one day away from retirement.
Not my day.
Oh, shoot.
I wonder if they spent a day just like doing like ADR work with Ray Don Chong just going, whoa!
Woo! Woo! Fun fact, this car chase was actually filmed at 10 miles an hour and then sped up. Yes, worry about your car in this time of international crisis.
It's not really international crisis, it's more...
National crisis.
I gotta save my cokehead daughter crisis.
Gotta save my drug addict daughter. She's addicted to meths. She hadn't got a seatbelt on. By all accounts, she should be literally flying through the sky like E.T. on a bike.
Damn, people don't die in this film.
I mean, Arnie probably would have stuck him because he's a slab of meat with mittens.
He's just a pair of arms and legs with a body hanging
It's
off
just
him.
a can of Spam with arms.
Say it a little louder than get fucked.
Listen, loyalty is very touching, and it is not the most important thing in your life right now. But what is important is gravity.
Well,
I have to remind you, Sally, this is my weak arm.
Arnie doesn't have a weak arm.
No, he's got
He
two
doesn't,
strong
he doesn't
arms.
have a weak anything.
Yeah.
Because I already know.
So he was just fucking with him the whole time.
The whole time. Wow, that is a terrible dummy.
I love the sound that he makes when they fall off.
That's okay, your car's ruined. I'll just get you a new one.
They should have made this film in real time. Just make it 11... He's got 11 hours to save the daughter, so why is the film not 11 hours long?
Yes, that's true. What did
I'd
they
watch
do?
11 hours of this.
Yeah, seems reasonable. Mwah, mwah.
I mean, it's not really a pun, is it?
Boop, boop, boop. Yeah, he did actually let him physically go.
Well, I
It's
mean,
not-
you know, let him go, but... Yes.
Meanwhile, on the HMS Buff and stuff,
The evil villains.
does this car have a Village People 8 track in it?
Oh! Apparently so.
YMCA.
I'm sorry I got involved in this.
Well, why don't you tell me what this is all about?
But
Have you ever heard about fluoridation in the water?
forced me to do a job.
I hear it's turning the frogs gay.
Soon to kill her.
Well, did you do the job?
No, I knew they would kill her, even if I did it. The only chance now is that I get to her before they find out what I'm doing. All that matters to me now is Chen.
Meanwhile, at the Ecuadorian embassy,
I believe this is where they filmed the intro to the art house film Whoops Apocalypse.
oh shit, yeah, they did. No, they did. They might have done. No, they didn't.
That was a nice conversation you had with yourself.
Yeah. I feel like our companion in this hasn't spoken nearly enough.
Hey Google, what is my address?
Sorry, please try asking again.
Yeah, don't try asking again.
What is my address?
As I couldn't verify your voice just now, I can't make a note of that.
Oh,
Give it another go, or head to the Google Home app and verify your voice match setting.
You got burned.
but Google, I was trying to commit fraud then. Why couldn't you just...
Hey Google, why is fraud illegal?
According to Wikipedia, in law, fraud is intentional deception to secure unfair or unlawful gain, or to deprive a victim of a legal right.
Oh, thank you. Very informative.
Now back to the film Commando.
You're welcome. I was literally made for this kind of thing.
Thank you. Tell you what, I got stuck in a loop for 2 hours saying thank you to it, and it just kept saying you're welcome.
I just kept talking because, you know, common courtesy.
Well, yeah, I have to say thank you if she says you're welcome because it's kind. You know. I don't get it. Where's the hot tub?
It's the most 80s looking motel room ever. Those
Mm.
red and green lights blaring through. It's a Saved by the Bell motel.
Saved by the Bell Motel. That's got a good rhyming thing to it.
That's Arnie being a sleaze again.
Yeah,
both
he
in
is.
real life and and in film.
This film is not treating women particularly well at this point, apart from his daughter, who's actually not doing too badly.
What was the point of that whole deception thing if he was just going to punch him anyway?
Yeah. I'm over here. It's the equivalent of hello. He's destroying a perfectly good motel room.
Ooh.
Ooh. He didn't need to
Well,
add
that
that
was-
little extra bit on, and I'm very hungry. He didn't need to add that on.
I like to think that was an ad lib from Ray Don Chong there. What's
Oh.
with this macho bullshit?
Oh no, boobies, my one weakness.
Uh, God.
You know, I've never seen a guy get picked up by his schnutz before.
That was some good ADR death noises. Well, that was weird.
That was a weird cut, yeah.
Yeah. That wasn't just me, was it?
No, that was a weird cut.
It cut to
How did he
like...
get Oh, that's why.
Why?
Because he got impaled on something. That would have been cut because of censorship. They probably had an impaling scene where he
I'm
actually
pretty
fell back
sure
onto
that
it.
is in the director's cut. you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah. He got impaled, so they must have cut that out for the theatrical version.
I'm pretty sure that's in the director's cut because that looks so weird. Like
It
it
was
cut
a-
from Arnie stood up and then it cut straight to him bent over.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They were laughing and learning.
And no thought is given to that poor couple
No,
who've probably been traumatized by watching a man die.
it's okay. Return to your copulation. Good evening.
Return to your procreation.
Remember, don't be silly. Wrap your willy.
Usually small or private aircraft.
Are you sure?
I'm getting my pilot's license.
You don't mind if I watch, right? I mean, are you into this or?
It's kind of my thing.
The woman's just sat up crying after watching a man get killed, and the guy's like,
So,
I mean, I've still got like half an hour left, so
I've got a bit of a chub on. We can
just
make it work.
saying,
Are you into thumbing?
I'm kind of into this. I'm not gonna lie.
I am secretly turned on by fear. And right now, I have a raging clue.
I arranged for 2 muscle men to come barging in, fighting.
No, baby, it was part of the plan. I
I like-
paid these guys.
I like role play, okay?
You know, the 2 guys come in, they wrestle, I get off. It's great.
Hey Google, what's your thing?
I said, "You're welcome. I was literally made for this kind of thing."
Well, that's not what I asked, but
Okay, fair enough.
so rude, Google.
So rude. Just as I thought.
I mean, the thing that's wrong with this scene is that John Matrix is snooping around when we know from watching the film so far that John Matrix can't do anything that is subtle or quiet.
Well, especially because his watch is going beep, beep, beep every second.
He can't walk 2 feet without someone getting punched or impaled or blown up. So
Yeah.
how he sneaks around, I don't know.
Well, it's because he's planning on stealing a tank. Express purpose of blowing everybody up.
Are my eyes going funny, or was that a bit of a Jaws shot just then?
There was a little bit of a pull focus, yeah.
I don't think those gentlemen are long for this world.
I think they're going to go somewhere very soon.
Like, he can't even, like, subdue someone quietly. Like, I don't know much about commandos or the military, but I imagine they, like, practice ways to, like, knock someone out quietly.
Yeah.
He just full-on belts him in the face.
And then
belts him
dumps
again
them in a cupboard.
for good measure.
I like to assume that the punch that he gives these people instantly kills them. So they are just dead.
He doesn't even need to punch them, he just looks at them.
Yeah, and they just
fall over.
Yeah. Like the goats from the Men Who Stare at Goats.
That's exactly, yeah. That's what he learnt in his skills. That was the actual idea behind all that Men Who Stare at Goats stuff.
They all watch Commando.
Just kill people with a psychic, like, kill people with a thought.
I will think you to death.
I am Darth Vader, I could kill you with a thought.
But I'm not going to, because I'm merciful. He doesn't know how those work.
He does, he's a commando.
Commandos don't know how those work.
I think they learn how rulers work.
No, they don't. They learn how to put people unconscious and make people die by thought. They can also teleport.
They learn how to swing from tacky, garish mall decorations.
Yeah, and that is literally it. If anybody comes in, just pretend I work here.
It's funny how there's literally he shows no, like, romantic interest in her. You know how, like, usually with these films, the protagonist always gets the girl at the end. And Ali just gives off the vibe that he just, like, can't be asked with her.
Yeah, well, it's his daughter, isn't it? So
Yeah.
he's got to be big, tough commando man.
Apparently they did film a love scene between those two,
Oh,
but it was cut.
for being gratuitously arousing.
Well, I think maybe they thought, hang on, we've built up this whole thing of, like, he has a time limit of 11 hours. He can't really be stopping to bonk someone.
Hey, you know, it's dark. I have 6 hours. You wanna... Hey, you know, bit of the old in, out, in, out.
Maybe it's because she looks like... he got her to dress up like his housekeeper. That really works for him.
I just want you to dress up as one of the people I killed. It's no problem.
Now, what I was saying earlier about John Matrix can't do anything subtle, I mean, it's really exemplified in the key sort of stealth part is a very important part of a commando's mission. Doing things quietly and without noise
Yes.
is the main focus.
Quiet is the important thing to have.
So in this pivotal scene when John Commando drives a
I'm
bulldozer...
sorry, can you speak up? I can't hear you over the Commando driving a bulldozer through the weapons factory.
So in this very important plot point when John Commando drives a bulldozer through a gun shop...
Silently. Did he put the digger on quiet mode?
He put the digger on
Silence.
flight mode.
Yeah. Another question, how does he know how to drive a digger?
Because he's a commando.
Commandos don't learn how to operate JCB-style vehicles.
How do you know they might?
No, because they have different licenses. They're not like driving a car. You have to have a different license to operate one of those things.
I don't think he's entirely operating within the law.
Yeah, but he knew how to drive it forward and steer it. And...
But you just said he doesn't have a license. Well, that wouldn't stop him from putting his bum in the seat and driving it.
Yeah, but how does he know how to drive it? It'd be
I
like
don't
if I
know,
put you
Dan.
in front of my car and
I've
said
not read
drive it.
the expanded universe novels.
You
of
are the
this film.
creator of the ACU, Ben. You need to explain this. Is there any films before this where he knows how to drive a truck like that?
I can't take credit for this, but I was listening to something about Commando online. It's saying, like, it'd be funny if, like, he goes to, like, he just bulldozes different shops to get different things.
Oh,
So
wait.
it's just a montage of.
Oh wait, I need a beer.
He bulldozes like a makeup shop, and here's something for you.
Happy Valentine's Day. Oh, I haven't eaten anything. Where's the nearest McDonald's?
Credits roll. Damn, I will protect you. Google. Hey Google, how do you drive a bulldozer?
On the website replyall.me, they say, jolt on the machine, turn the key which is there in the ignition so that you may be able to begin to start the engine of the dozer. Position your foot on the brake
dozer.
in order to easily rest it in times of emergency. Pilot your dozer, hold the joystick and gently shove it to the route you need
I like the
to
fact they
go.
refer to it as a dozer.
Yeah.
But
See, all I had to do was just say that.
to the Google Home.
How to drive bulldozer.
Hey Google, how do I drive the bulldozer?
It's like Arnie's in the room.
Hey Google, how do I drive the bulldozer?
Nothing like. I've heard my share of bad Arnie impressions, but man.
I'm going to try and make it purposefully as bad as I can now. Look!
Her purpose in the film is just to be perved
Rescue me
on.
from jail!
It's a very progressive film. Her entire purpose in this film is to be perved on
Yes, and to shoot things.
by creepy, leering men.
Yeah, well, it was the 80s. That's quite cool. I like to think that this is
That
actually...
thing would weigh about 20 tons. There was no way she'd be able to lift that.
No. I like to think this was actually a prequel to Day of the Dead.
What, John Matrix Commando starts the zombie outbreak?
Yes. Actually, that's a good question. Where would John Matrix be in the Dawn of the Dead cinematic
We never had an
universe?
Arnie film fighting zombies. Oh wait, no, yeah we did. He made one a few years ago, didn't he? Where he fights zombies.
Which one was that one?
He was like... It was like one of the films he made in the last few years, just after he finished being the governor. It was like he was the mayor of a town, or the sheriff of a town, and he fought zombies. I can't remember what it was called now. Last Man Standing or something like that.
Well, coming soon to this channel, we will be reviewing the Arnold Schwarzenegger zombie
I
movie.
might be totally wrong. He might not fight zombies.
I
I just have a vague memory of seeing a trailer for that.
would have liked to have seen a film entirely from the daughter's perspective that was in real time.
Of just her sat in this room.
Just being like, I'm bored. Amuse me.
Well, the daughter, he doesn't do shit to save the daughter. She gets out herself, if you remember. Because you see, she's got John Matrix genes.
I still say there should be a sequel now where the daughter has to go and rescue Arnie.
They could get Alyssa Milano.
Yeah.
In the
Commando 2. So Arnie is now old and he's retired, and they capture him, and his daughter has to go and rescue him.
yeah, that could work.
With all the explosions and campers, and there'll be a bloke who's always perved on all the way through the film, and he ends up using a rocket launcher. You can have cameos from some of the guys who died in different roles, like with the new Ghostbusters.
Everyone just dies in horribly loud ways.
Ooh, go!
They all die like video game baddies.
Not my spleen!
They could have just they could have had loads of fun in ADR, just like filming death noises.
Yeah.
No, I'm 2 days from retirement.
Boom. Gone.
I have a daughter too.
I have a hamster.
What's wrong?
This isn't a plane. This is a canoe with wings.
Well, then get it.
No, it's not. It's a plane.
If I say it is a plane, it is a plane. Get in.
Stop the engine. Hurry up.
Hey, boss, should we pull over and shoot him? No, let's drive and shoot. This plane is as old as I, so it's 18.
Stop whinging.
Arnie, stop unloading all your ammo straight away. Do love the fact that these guns never run out.
But as you can see, the power of muscles starts cars, and it also starts planes.
Yeah.
Basically,
Oh.
the power of muscles can start most machines.
This is a lesson that you can learn, ladies and gents. If you want to start anything, build up some muscles.
The way that's cut together, it looks like they just weren't looking and they just drove off the pier.
Did love that blue screen.
All right. Here we go.
Certainly not front projection.
Watch out for the boat.
Which one?
I've never noticed that before. Thank you, Arnie. I'm helpful.
Watch out for that boat in the harbour full of boats. The only problem is, I forgot to pack my lunch.
Call the Federal Building. Have them monitor every police, aviation, and marine channel in the area. What do you
Turns out that this is actually happening at the exact same time as First Blood. So there's a lot going on in this city today.
What? That line just then. What do you expect is going to happen? World War III. It just cuts to news footage. World War III has been declared by. It's just one man. It's him.
By Peter Cushing. Turns out it's a
That's Bill Paxton.
Is it? Oh shit, so it is. Turns out it's a sideways
Look.
sequel. Ah,
I think this was his first role.
really?
As in, like, the first thing he did.
Cool.
In all cinema.
Why have they given the plane, like, passing streetlight lights?
Eh?
It's up in the clouds, but if you look in the background, you see the light passing by.
Um,
Why have they made it look like they're passing streetlights or something? They're in the
because
sky.
they've got lights on the plane.
We lost him, sir.
Meanwhile, I'm going to stab him good. I like to think
Baddie Bants.
yeah, they're talking about the new episode of Game of Thrones.
I'd like to see a whole, like, film of just baddie bants. So, like, the things that evil henchmen are doing when they're not just fighting.
Turns out they largely talk about what they're having for lunch tonight.
Well, yeah. I
Talking
mean, they would.
Talking about the wife. It's basically what you're asking for is the equivalent of Clerks, but with people in bad guy costumes.
What else would they talk about?
What do you reckon?
Hey, gringo. Yes, Mingo. It's great being evil, isn't it?
Yes.
Ah, it is. Yes, it is.
Did you get your paycheck this month, man?
Matrix and I could kill every one of them.
Man, I'm not sure about this pension scheme. How do you do a job interview to be a bad guy?
I don't have to try. When Matrix finishes the job, he'll be back for his daughter. Now whether she's alive or dead doesn't matter. Then he'll be after you. Now the only thing between Matrix and you is me. It is you that is afraid, Mr. Bennett. You.
You and your moustache are no match for Matrix.
It's Andy Kaufman there in a very small role. It's heavily made up with prosthetics to look authentic for this role. Yep, that's the sun. But this is the ocean.
Okay, here we go.
I like the fact it's changed time of day.
Well, it was like the sun was rising when they left LA or wherever they were. And
But
now it's early morning.
Yeah, but they drove into the sunrise, and now it's clearly about midday.
You see, Arnie's muscles are so powerful, not only can they start machines, they can also time travel.
He used it to lift
He's
the sun
travelling
higher.
slightly, he's lifting the sun higher.
He just basically put his hand out in the cockpit and just went whoop, and lifted the sun that bit higher so that they wouldn't crash into it. Ah, he's dead. Hang on, how did he kill him with a punch? Oh. Well, hello, Mr. Universe.
That's how he killed him.
Speedoed him to death.
I love the way he says that. He just so. Cheers. Yeah.
Goodbye.
I don't need good luck.
I don't need
look at me.
clothes.
I don't need much.
I don't need clothes. I don't need boots. I don't need anyone's motorcycle. You will be stranded on this
I
plane
just need
forever.
my little paddy boat.
and a pair of budgie smugglers.
And what happened to all those guns?
Yeah, they all went as well.
They're in the paddy boat, I presume, but those wouldn't be able to fucking. That rocket launcher would make that thing sink.
Arnie should be making that thing sink.
All these people are going to die, including the children.
Especially the children. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Oh, Arnie's audition for Baywatch there. Do you reckon he ever eats an entire packet of biscuits?
Well, Arnie's very thingy about his diet, isn't he? He still does all the weightlifting and all the other bit. I don't know. I haven't seen pumping iron in a few years.
But do you think he ever just sits there and goes, you know what, I want an entire packet of bourbons?
Well, not if he wants to, keep his muscly physique.
That's true.
Oof.
Wow, that is.
He knew that the sun was coming up just right behind him.
And I will drink my whiskey now. Oh, he's got Star Wars binoculars.
That gun store also had space binoculars.
Yeah. In fact, if you went into the back room, you'd find a full cantina bar.
That's a good point. Could you buy binoculars that had little magic numbers at the bottom?
You could probably get them with longitude and latitude on, but you'd also need batteries for them. And I don't think he crashed into a Walmart or anything on the way.
Yeah, that was in the deleted scenes of him just crashing through 20 different shops to get all this gear.
I need a haircut. Midnight. Just a little off the top. Good soundtrack.
It's the soundtrack of death.
Great soundtrack.
Steel drums means that those men in green uniforms are not long for this world.
Yeah. Some people's going to die soon. Meanwhile, in West Berlin...
Born and raised.
In Oslo
I mean-
was where I spent most of my days. Bless you.
I'm allergic to mussels.
Did he really need to bring the rocket launcher with him?
Well, yeah. How else is he going to blow things up? With a knife?
I suppose he could hurl it at something. Jeez, MASH is getting bleak.
Yeah, I seem to remember this being more violent in the director's cut.
You
You actually see necks being slashed and...
have to get me this director's cut. Why did he get tasered?
That's the stick around moment.
Ow!
These troops clearly went to Stormtrooper Academy because they can't hit fucking shit.
Yeah, they can do nothing. Wow! Whoa! Whoa! Oh, bother.
Welcome back, John. Glad you could make it.
He just looked at the houses and they blew up.
Yeah. That's how smouldering he is. I blew them all up. I keep expecting it to break into Kenny Loggins.
This is on the soundtrack.
Yeah. Highway to the... There were easier ways.
The guy playing Bennett, he seems to know what kind of film he's in.
Yes.
Like,
Perfectly.
he just...
The closest I can compare it to is in Cyborg Cop, there is a villain played by John Rhys Davies who is exactly the same.
What, just like campy and...
Really campy, very over the top. Brilliant.
Commando! I say again, Commando! This is Whiskey X-ray.
Did you notice that that shot was in slow motion?
Yes.
The water was going very, very slow and jittery.
It's quite beautiful.
I was thinking the exact same thing. They just go to like a military room and he just turns around in a chair.
This is what happens when you fail to hire a sniper.
I'd like to make a documentary where we get all these actors together who died
Yeah.
and just like, you know, reenact it.
Recreate the whole thing. Wow, that explosion was nowhere near those people.
Yeah, but to play devil's advocate, a shock from the explosion would probably still like send them flying.
Wow!
Oh,
Ooh.
for like a government militia, they are pretty shit at aiming.
Yeah, they're no good.
I'm pretty sure I just saw a bullet flick off his arm. Like he's so muscly, even bullets can't stop him.
Wow.
I thought he was
grenade.
going to jump on the grenade then. It blows up, but he just gets up.
How come a grenade can kill normal people, but Arnie just gets knocked around a little bit? No. Okay, maybe. Oh, there's a mini chainsaw behind him. You should use that. You surrounded. Come out of the potting shed.
Why don't they just go in the shed?
Yeah.
Go in the shed.
Just go in.
You don't have to shoot it from outside, just go in. You've
Go
got him
inside.
cornered.
Yeah.
Unless he's used his teleport powers to get out of there.
Chuck a grenade in. Maybe the owner's precious plants are in there. Oh! Whoa! I'm upset that he hasn't gone yet whilst firing.
Why would he do that?
Like Point Break. Meanwhile, in Freddy Krueger's boiler room, he's starting to resemble more and more an 80s Doctor Who villain like Sablon Glitz.
He's camp enough to be an 80s Doctor Who villain.
Absolutely.
He made a little noise then. He went, ah, as he fell down the stairs.
Ow! Ow! Where's he getting all these bullets from?
From the bullet shop.
Oh, I forgot they had those stationed around here.
No, from the one he bulldozed into a complete wreck.
I mean, he's only one man. He can't carry all of these bullets.
He's not one man, Dan.
He's one slab of ham, man. Oh. I like to think he spent most of his time playing.
Jesus Christ, he's not that fast. He can quite easily be took out.
I like to think he spent most of his time playing Time Crisis, and that's why he's so good. The problem is, every time he ducks behind a banner, he doesn't reload, which is odd.
I keep expecting the voice every time he runs out of ammo. Reload!
Reload!
Puts gun away from the screen.
Comes back again. You could say, I have the high ground now. Oh, sorry, I'm supposed to be doing it rubbish, aren't I? You could say that I have the high ground now.
This is a very Nightmare on Elm Street-y, like you were saying.
Yeah.
All the steam pipes.
We really should fix this place.
Well, it's going to be reduced to rubble if Arnie keeps just walking around.
On the roof, throwing tiles
He
down.
didn't even need to bring a gun.
No.
He could just punch them all to death.
Yeah. Just stared and they all fall over. Dead. Haha.
He might have been wanting to help you.
Hey Google, are you having a good time?
Anytime we chat is a good time.
You shameless little flirt. Shameless hussy.
She wants it.
That was awful.
The Google harlot.
You think it's that easy, Google?
Wow, Arnie's stare killed the soundtrack.
Hey, Google. Where is Sarah Connor?
Here is some information from the web that might possibly help. According to Wikipedia, Sarah Connor is a fictional character in the Terminator franchise.
I said, where is
She
she?
is
Not
one
who
of
is
the
she?
protagonists of the Terminator, Terminator 2, Judgment Day and Terminator Genesis, as well as the television series Terminator, The Sarah Connor Chronicles.
I think Google may have had too much whiskey. Oh, he's dead.
Suddenly swerving, 7 small swans swam silently southward, seeing 6 swift sailboats sailing sedately seaward.
Okay,
Thank
what
you,
on
thank you.
earth prompted that?
Thank you, Google.
Always a pleasure.
What the? If ladies and gentlemen, if you can go back in the video and sort of suss out what we said that made her do that little limerick, that would be much appreciated.
Please leave a comment. And remember to like and subscribe for more.
'Cause that was genuinely a bit weird.
That was really unusual.
Jenny!
Dad, my name isn't Jenny. Keep telling you.
Come back.
Come
We can get
back.
ice cream in each other's faces again.
We can go swimming.
No. Not Daddy. Come on.
We can chop wood just like the good old days.
Do you remember?
Remember the wood?
Do you remember? You can draw me things. I'll put it on the refrigerator.
John? How's your aunt, John? Come over and find out. I think I'll take a pass.
Are you sure?
Yeah. One shot. Right between the eyes. I'll make it quick. Just for old time's sake. Bennett, stop screwing around and let the girl go. It's me that you want.
This has only convinced me that I want a shot-for-shot remake of this film with Tommy Wiseau as the Arnold Schwarzenegger role.
Oh, I thought you were going to say a shot-for-shot remake with Muppets then for some reason. That would be better.
I don't know, Tommy Wiseau version of Commando or Muppets version of Commando. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've made it to this point in the video, leave a comment on which one you would like to see the most.
Look at how excited he's getting by the idea of death. By sticking it in Arnold.
Oh! It's getting a little bit... Yeah, he's enjoying that a little bit too much. Let's party. That is worrying. He is getting off on that to some degree.
This is some great reading.
Wow!
I love that. I'm gonna kill you now! That would make Professor Zaroff proud.
Oh, well done. Well done. Why is Arnie looking more and more like a Pepper Army?
Pepper Armies are
Oh.
thin. Arnie's not thin.
Well, not if you've got one of those big Pepper Armies. Do you remember the big ones they used to do as giveaways?
Can't talk about pepperonis in this emotional moment.
This high tense scene.
What if he doesn't survive, Dan? What if Freddie Mercury beats him?
It could happen. It could happen. How is he, like, how? Arnie should be throwing him across the room at this point.
But he's his equal. They were in the Green Berets or whatever.
I don't care if they're in the Green Berets
They're
together.
both commandos.
One of them has got an arm the size of a truck and the other is Freddie Mercury.
It's Commando versus the Man, though.
It's Commando versus Mandingo.
It's Commando versus Predator.
What's wrong, Matrix? Things heating up.
Ah, they missed the trick there.
Yeah.
Get a little hot under the
the
collar,
collar?
John.
Maybe you'll need to let off some steam.
Well, that's what he says at the end.
What?
Oh, shut up. What?
That's brilliant. I didn't know that.
Yes, you did. Dan, with all due respect, you're full of shit.
No, genuinely. I've seen this film, but I can't remember it very well.
What a load of bollocks. That's the most iconic line in the film. That's the one everyone quotes.
I thought that was from Total Recall if it was from anywhere.
What bit in Total Recall were you thinking of?
The bit where he meets his fake wife.
No, I don't buy that. Sorry, I don't buy that.
Hey, he's got mildly electrocuted. He's still good. He's still
But
good.
I'll forgive you while we enjoy this. Oh, it's heated.
What's it feel like to be a dying man? You're a dead man, John. Oh, shit.
Hey,
Whoa!
I love the way they cut that.
Yeah.
Just
That's great.
punch.
Punch.
I'm gonna shoot you between the eyes.
Look.
Shoot you between the balls.
What nice dying words.
He just threw a pipe through that guy.
His last words were, "I'm going to shoot you between the balls."
He just threw a pipe through a man.
Yes.
But he couldn't stop him from pushing a knife away from him.
I get what you're saying, but the thing is, right, the emotion of the moment. He saw little baby Alyssa Milano and he was like, I have to do it for her so we can chop wood again.
If not for me, then for the fridge.
If not for me, then for the wood.
Commando was shot in front of a live studio audience.
Commando was shot by a firing squad for treason.
His full name was Commando Matrix John.
See, all it would have took was one bullet.
Right between the eyes,
And
the balls.
All the balls. And this militia couldn't even manage that.
Yeah.
Useless.
It's alright, I've done your job for you. I'm going home to run for governor of California.
This is like that bit at the end of every Bond film where the army turns up,
Yeah.
even though he could just do it all himself.
I'm gonna go home, drink my juice, and go nap.
Leave anything for us? Just bodies. I'd just like you to start off your unit again, John. All it would take is your coming back. This was the last time.
Till the next time.
Slapping on my fat belly to punctuate the percussion on that.
He did the thing as well.
Yeah, we talked about that before, that line, so that's complete bullshit what you just said. Because we were talking about that. We were having that conversation in the car
Do you think I remember
earlier.
anything that I talk about after about 20 minutes?
We literally had that conversation in the car earlier, so that's bollocks. Don't even pretend.
I wish I could be more honest
No,
with you.
you're not being honest with me.
No, genuinely.
You're not.
I genuinely wish I wasn't making it up. I'm that.
No,
My
sorry.
memory is that shit.
I'll take that you might have just been, the bits of the film might have been coming back to you, but I'm not buying what you said earlier that
Look,
you were guessing the film. because
I'm
you're that
willing
good.
to admit that I might have subconsciously had those things.
See,
there.
that's fine, but you were acting as if like you were coming up with the lines before you'd seen them. But you have seen them,
because
so
I
it
don't
doesn't
remember.
work.
Somewhere deep in my brain, it might have pulled those out, but I'm telling you now, I didn't remember them being where they were.
No, that's utter rubbish.
No.
If you'd never seen this film before, I might have been amazed, but
I'm not expecting you to be amazed. I'm just saying that it's ridiculous that it happened.
Anyway, Commando.
So that was Commando, and I like the fact that somebody was listed as Latin man.
There were lots of Latin men in that film.
There was. What's the difference between young gorilla and gorilla?
Well, one of them was old and the other one was young.
Is that the only way to tell them apart?
Hey Google, what did you think of that?
Wow, I think about a lot of stuff. I've been learning a lot about cooking lately, so I've been imagining bizarre flavour combinations. Like carrot and coffee.
Well,
Cool.
she was really engrossed in the film. She was just thinking about carrot and coffee the whole time. Just sat there going, wonder what I'll make for tea later.
Yeah. Maybe I'll have spaghetti. So Ben, did you enjoy Commando?
This is We Fight for Love by, I can't remember the name of the band. I think they're called Power Station. Or
know that.
something like that. Their name will probably come up in a minute. The men's costumer was Lou Infante.
Costume supervisor was Bob Harris, which I assume he did in between his radio stints.
David Ice.
Ice.
The coolest of the sound editors.
Nice to meet you.
He's the coolest of the sound editors.
So Ben, what did you think of Commando?
I thought it was amazing that you knew it all without seeing it.
It was great. I've never seen anything quite like it.
Larry Hand, I like that name.
Ron Rothholz. I really enjoyed
The best
this
boy
film.
was Lloyd Barcroft. All the others were shit.
Where was the worst boy?
They should have a credit for that on films.
Yeah.
Worst boy.
Me. I really
Bill
enjoyed this
Buttocks.
film.
Special effects.
It's been a while since I've watched it, and you know what? I enjoyed it.
I wonder if Cinema Catering did nice catering.
I reckon they didn't. I reckon that was where they skimped.
Well, Arnie couldn't have ate anything. He wasn't allowed
No.
to keep his trim shape in effect.
I like the idea of Commando as the filming slowly progressed. He got fatter, so that by the end he was just really, really hefty.
Performed by Power Station.
Wow!
Music by Andy Taylor.
Special thanks to the state of California.
Now I have to go and ruin the education system for the state of California. That's his way of saying thanks back to them.
To the airplane.
Wait a minute, the events, the characters and films depicted in this photoplay are fictitious? What? I thought this was a documentary.
Nah, Ben, it's because it was top secret. They had to cover it all up. They're saying that it's fake, but it did actually happen.
It's
I
like
can
the
assure you.
X-Files.
Yeah.
It's like the Blair Witch Project.
What? No Easter egg at the end? I am disappointed.
No post-credit scene.
Disappointed.
That is not typical for the ACU.
The ACU always has an end credit sequence. How does it expect us to keep coming back without one?
It's like the Blair Witch Project. I think we'll give the final word of all this to our special friend. Hey Google, what's your favourite line in Commando?
I don't know the answer to that.
Wow,
And with that, goodbye.
that was quite a beautiful thing. Goodbye.